Hello, everybody. Thank you for inviting me. I'm so excited to be here, and I think you are right. It's very important to, there's all the information out there in the world, but it's important to use it correctly and take advantage of it. So, um, hopefully, I can be a little bit helpful. Um, my idea was to I guess I could talk. Um, I could first talk about how I transition. Are you guys all high school students?
Yes, I am. I'm in high school.
High school has. I'm guessing then all of them are high school as well. But I was gonna first talk about how I went from high school to Princeton, and then my like in Princeton, what I'm doing because I'm a pre-med student. I'm guessing. Are you guys also interested in pre-med, or what are y'all also interested in?
Yeah, I'm actually trying to be a doctor, so yeah. I'm
Okay, pre-med. Okay.
I'm a sophomore
Oh,
right now, but yeah.
okay, nice. Okay, perfect. Then I can just talk about that as well a little bit. Yeah, basic idea. So from high school to Princeton, how what did I do? Like, I guess what do colleges really look for? Um, and what I believe colleges look for, or at least high level colleges like Ivy Leagues, are they want to see a student that's focused number one in school, like doing good in school, but more than that, they're taking all the opportunities that are possible in school. So, for example, taking all the AP classes, well, taking as many AP classes as possible, or even like taking dual enrollments, doing anything and using all the resources the school can offer. Um, for example, for me, I took a lot of AP classes when I was in school, but I started, to be fair, sophomore year. I started like with one class sophomore year, and then I increased every year afterwards. So not only is it like, okay, taking AP classes, it's more about also challenging yourself and showing that when I challenge myself, I can still succeed. So that's the idea. So like take all the AP classes you can, dual enrollments you can, very useful, and honestly they'll prepare you pretty well. It's very nice, very nice classes. The next thing I'd say in high school is you want to also like you're taking classes, you're doing good in school. You want to also do some like you have to do something outside of school. You got to do something like all the not all the extracurriculars, but you should do some types of extracurriculars that number one you enjoy for fun, like any hobbies, like playing a sport, doing whatever, right? That's very important. And then you should also focus on something that's like a genuine interest or genuine spike, like if it's like a research project, if it's a like a art, it's art, it could be music, it could be um community related. For example, what I did, it was through Rhizome. I created this like my a civic organization with other students, and we increased voter registration and like focused on community health aspects in Jacksonville, in our school, in our CSA. um, so the idea is like, yes, you want to do regular extracurriculars that you're interested in or that are like common in general in the school, but you also want to go above and beyond that, and you want to like you can create something new. That would be very good. Create something new is like that would be perfect. Um, or like work on something that's super important to you and like put in real effort. That would be really good for admissions committees. And then what other things do I want to say around this point? Research can go a long way. I know I didn't do research in high school, but if you do research, that could also be a valuable aspect. I mean, and research can be like you don't have to like go collect participants or like subjects and do a study. It can be like a simple like you're reading like some papers, you're reading some like research papers, and then you just compile them together and like create an argument with them. It doesn't have to be something super crazy. It can be nice and reasonable. So that's the two things. And then I would say the third thing is for especially when you're applying to schools, you want to write in a way that shows who you are. So like The essays are very important. Like you could say your stats, you could say like, oh, I did this on the SAT, I did all these things outside of school, I did this in school. But if you aren't able to communicate it, then like it's like you won't get anywhere. Like you have to be able to write in a certain way and showcase that your experiences are true. So I would say if you're early in high school, like collect some stories, like think of stories, like reflect at your time, like each year in high school. Like, oh, like what did I do this year? What was important? Like what did I learn from this year? What did I learn from this class? If something like stood out to you, something like a club that you're in, you did something in that you found very valuable, like write it down, just like a simple thing. So when you're applying to colleges, you can remember it. Um, and the last thing I'd say is like that colleges would look for are like somehow what you've somehow like how you've impacted a community or you've impacted people in general. So it can be like, oh, basically it's like leadership. They want to like this impact factor, I think, is leadership. And it can't be just like titles like, oh, I was the president of this club. It's more like, what did you do as president? Like, oh, I don't know, I was able to raise voter registration by this amount. I was able to work together as a team and create this robot. I was able to lead my science Olympiad team and like win state championship. It was like you got to be specific and showcase that you've learned from this and that you've impacted others from the experience. I think that's the idea that admission committees are looking for in colleges. Let me see. Um, yeah, I mean, like I'd say like just make sure that if you're applying to college, if you're gonna apply to colleges next year or in the future, collect your stories. And while you're in high school, focus on doing things that are interesting for you, but also that are impactful. You don't want to just do everything the school can offer. You want to do stuff that is valuable and you can make an impact through, and that you can challenge yourself through and learn from. I'd say that. And also, honestly, you want to showcase that you're curious. You don't have to be perfect. I don't think, like, you don't have to have a 1600 SAT score. That is not the important part. That important part is like showcasing that you can overcome challenges, that you're curious, that you're ambitious, honestly, that you want to do something in the future. I think that's the most important part. But yeah, that's for the admissions. I think that's for admissions into colleges. Do you guys have any questions on like, I don't know, how to get into colleges or like in general, the process or anything like that before I go to my pre-med talk? Yeah, we'll also have a Q&A and then too. Like we'll have both. We'll do both.
Hi, Jamil.
Hi.
So, Guy, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Nice to see you, hear you.
Yes, it's good. It's good to hear you too.
Yeah, I'm glad. Thank you for accepting this call. And thank you, Ismail, to invite you for
Oh,
organization. We are really happy to see you.
oh, thank you, thank you. Yes,
Yeah,
of course. This is
I
nice.
we had spent some time with you, and I know how you were in your high school. But I can ask a simple question like,
Yeah.
were you planning to go that university in your prior, like not the senior, like as a, uh, nine grader or 10 graders? Were you making such activities for the future and planning them? Or you were just doing your best and then it happens when it comes that time?
I'd say it's like the second one where I did not think of like I did not have Princeton in mind as a ninth grader or 10th grader. Honestly, I didn't even think about. I don't think I thought about colleges until like the end of 11th grade. But basically, I'd say like what you said. It's the second part where I was just trying to do my best each year, and like trying to do like more than I did the previous year. So like more APs, more stuff in school, and things like that. That's the idea. But I didn't have Princeton in mind when I was a high schooler until like senior year.
Yeah, you deserve it. I mean,
Oh, thank you, Dad.
all aspects. I believe in you. I mean, I saw you. You were very good, not only in the academic way. Also, your character was. I don't know. Another question, like this is really, I can see in my son or all other high schoolers, they don't have any department or even not university. Also, you said you didn't have that, specific target or aim. So is it like normal, like, or should we, or should they have a specific narrow their path so that they can step accordingly? I mean, like whatever the department major they would think they should, like, when do they decide what major? Even they go to college, they keep changing, right? I heard about it, but still they should have something so that they can motivate themselves or they can take action accordingly. What do you think? Like, when should they take and decide or and take an action accordingly?
Mm. This is a good question. So you're saying like, should they decide like a specific career or major in the future? Um, I don't think it's necessarily like maybe in 12th, like when you're applying to colleges, I'd say try to build like a story around a certain major that can help, but I don't think it's necessary. Like I mean, if it can definitely help though. Like for example, if I was doing high school again and I want to do like pre-med or like medicine, and I was like 100% I want to do this, I would try to do stuff outside of school that showcase that I want to be a pre-med in the future. So like maybe I would volunteer more in the hospital, or I would try to like shadow doctors early on and like build that experience. Um, or for example, if I wanted to be like maybe an engineer or something else, like maybe like not only doing robotics club, not only doing like maybe other clubs, but like doing my own project, or if I wanted to be a software engineer, like coding my own project, that could help um, earlier in high school. But it's definitely not necessary. I think as long as the student is curious and trying new things, I think it can come naturally. Like, okay, like I don't need to necessarily always like I don't need to like volunteer here or here. Maybe I did this other thing that can help. But yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like in my senior year of high school, I was like, what do I really want to do in college? I was like, let me try biology because I liked biology in high school. And I chose biology, and I was like, I'll try to do also pre-med and see if I like it. And I enjoyed it. I'd say I started like doing pre-med like in university, not in high school. Like it was on and off in high school, but like in university, I was like, okay, I'll commit to being pre-med. So and people, I think you're right, Mr. Altafaj. Like I think high school and even like the beginning years of like university and college, I think you're like trying to explore and see what you really want to do. Because I think it's like very hard to instantly know what you want to do in the future. I don't think like that's 100%. Yeah. Um, oh, something.
Hey Jamil, it is Miss Aslı. Hello, it is
Yes,
good to
exactly.
see
Yes.
you. Yeah, it is very nice to see you, Jamil. We are always proud of you.
Oh, thank
Uh,
you.
Yeah, my question is according to AI, you catch the AI, I think the last years, but maybe
Okay.
after graduating, you are not AI generation as much as the current generation. My question is AI about, the kids are now they doing their assessment, everything, the essay is something with using AI. Yeah, we cannot complain about that one. So it is a part of our life nowadays. But what do you think? And what is your suggestion, or do you have any idea? Because the college administrators are also considering AI right nowadays. So for
Right. Yeah.
the essays written by the student or the AI or the assignments are doing by the student or not. So do they need an extra effort in some other areas, or how can use AI as an advantage, or how can protect themselves from the college administration, college application process with disadvantage of AI, or maybe the others are using AI better way. So what do you think about the AI whole college application process?
Right. Okay. That's a good. Thank you. Well, good to hear you, Ms. Asli. Yes, it's very good to hear you. Thank you. That's a good question actually. With AI, like you are right. Like I think students now are going to be able to use AI to help them apply to schools, right? I mean, I don't know if it can help. Like it can definitely help writing wise, but maybe now, in my mind, college admissions would now probably want to see like, okay, everyone can write a great essay now with AI, but can you like prove what you have in your essay, like maybe like through your extracurriculars, like okay, can you prove your impact? Can you have like solid evidence of what you say in your essay? Kind of, in my mind, that's what they probably want. And maybe they'd look back at standardized. Maybe they take standardized tests more into consideration now. Um, but I mean, I think it would be useful to use AI. For example, like a lot of schools ask why our school, right? And you can like maybe you can use AI to tell it, hey, look, this is my profile. This is why I'm thinking of applying to this school. Is there anything at this school that aligns with what I want to do or aligns with what my profile, right? Or my application? And then I feel like, like the AI can help like, oh, give you an idea and then you can write about the idea. So in that sense, like it's easier to get information about schools with AI and generate ideas. I don't know how well I can write your essays, but for admissions, but it can definitely be helpful in that sense. And that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Oh, perfect. And then I guess I go to the second part of what my talk, which is just like if you're a pre-med student, like what to do in college and even what to do in high school. And I think like the important thing to know, I think when I came to university, I didn't realize how important the GPA was for medical school. Like medical schools, when you apply to medical school after college and university, they take into account especially your GPA, and your MCAT score. So those are very two important things. So you want to focus on doing all the required courses for medical school, but doing also well in them. And by doing well in them, you can also prepare for the MCAT. And the MCAT is like the SAT, but for medical schools, if you want to feel it like that. Um, and on this test, you also really want to get a good score. Very like medical school, I think is they look at more standardized scores than I think college admissions, regular college admissions. And then as a pre-med student, I'd say, when you're in college, you definitely want to do research. Like I'd say reach out to your professors. You can reach out to graduate students while in university and ask them to join like a research lab and just do research with them. Uh, very, very useful because medical school is also like that. Um, I say as a pre-med student, you have to learn how you also study. Like I think even in high school, if you learn how you're able to study better, like maybe you study better watching videos on YouTube, or maybe like writing down instead of like writing on an iPad or anything. I think it's very important to learn how you study and like use it to maximize your classes, like what you get out of your classes. And I like in college, in high school, I feel like you can learn a lot easier from your classes. Like your teachers are always helping you, they're always there. In college, it's much more self-taught, where you go to lecture, you learn, but like it's up to you then to like keep up with the content and like review it, do practice, make sure you're ready for the test. So it's much more on you, and it's very important to like learn how you can like stay on top of things. um let's see, the other thing I'd say that's important as like a pre-med student or just regular student, which I liked, was like mentorship. For example, in RCSA, the CMP program, called College Mentorship Program, I think it's very important to have like some type of mentors, or like it could be professors, it can be whoever, right? That you can ask questions to, that you can like, um, they can know you and help you out. So it's very important in university, in high school. I think it's very important in general in life to have like some type of mentor. Uh, and then the last thing I'd say as a pre-med student or in college, you can't just go off like a checklist. Like, GPA and the MCAT all matter, and like what you do outside of it matter, but you don't want to be like a robot. They're not gonna accept like the perfect person. They're gonna accept someone who's like really good, but also like a human, like impactful, like like doing something for the community and not just like straight academics. Because like then you're not able to interact with people. You're not able to make it like be um a, maybe like not a good doctor. You should probably be a doctor, but and not as a good, not the best of the best. I'd say that. I'd say in high school, if you're thinking about medicine, try like shadowing doctors, try reaching out to like maybe family friends, or even like emailing some like doctors and seeing if you can like shadow them. Volunteering in the hospital would be nice. Just like trying to understand what the medical field is like, what hospitals were like look like, what like a clinic would look like, working in a clinic, stuff like that. Just like trying to see, like just yeah, be curious, try to explore. I think that would be good in high school. Yeah, that's pretty much my talk on the pre-med side of things. But yeah, and then I guess any questions in general, like about pre-med, about college admissions, about anything, feel free. That's like my whole talk right there. Yeah, let's start the Q&A session. That's pretty much all I was thinking. I don't know if people have specific questions or like any other questions in general, I could definitely answer them, I think.
Sorry, I asked my question before questions part. So,
Really?
yeah, my next question is about Jamil. I know you are really very well self-motivated student, but of course, this is high school is a 4-year journey, and you have to keep your grade GPA high. You have to also keep always your motivation high. My son is on the call as well, Hakan. He's ninth grader,
Oh,
so. Yeah, your suggestion to the guys, all the students, high school students, what is your source of motivation? I mean, when your parents are saying you something or someone else, or I mean, how do you keep always your motivated? If you have any like failures, something again,
cool.
how you keep it up, so this is my question.
Okay, like how to stay motivated in general, like in high school, like how you stay motivated all 4 years, and how do you like stay motivated even when you fail, right? I think, yeah, perfect. Okay. How did I stay motivated? I say like it depends. Dependent also on the support system. Like I think my parents were also motivating me. Like, okay, even if I didn't like, for example, my SAT, I think I took it like 5 times. And like it was not perfect the first time. So my idea was like I knew I could do better. Like I felt that I could do better, And that's what motivated me. Like I was like, okay, I know I could do better than this. Like I could study more, I could do this and this. And my parents were like, okay, you should like try again, like pushing me to also move forward. So that's why I kept taking that SAT, for example. um so like in some sense, like knowing that you could do better, and you can like knowing you like valuing yourself and valuing your education, like you should be like, okay, I know I can do this. I like you have to set your mind to it and just keep going, even if you don't get it the first time, or like standardized test. I'd say in high school, um like what can help students stay motivated. Definitely, I think one aspect could be friends. I think a lot of my friends were also motivated to do like not only like to do well in high school, or to just like be a good student and like learn. And when your friends also want to learn and like grow, you would also want to grow. And I think I also saw that with my brother. His friends were also very like eager and ambitious to do things, and that made him want to do other like do stuff outside of school, do like all the dual enrollment classes, like having like a good group of students, a good group of friends that like are motivated and like want to learn together. That can be very helpful. Um, Other than that, let's see. Yeah, I think like just like the people you surround yourself with, like the classmates, very important. Um, oh, and I mean, I'm trying to think of other stuff. I think that's like either your classmates, your like parents, and like my parents motivate me as well, like just pushing me. I think that's like what motivates me, like just seeing like having my friends also try to be the best. That, I don't know if that like is the best answer, but that's my answer, I guess. Yes. Mhm.
Hello. So I'm a sophomore. So I was just wondering, like, can you elaborate on your volunteer experience? Like, if you did volunteer a shadow at a hospital
Mhm.
and or wherever else you volunteered, could you elaborate like more on that? Because uh, I'm trying to get more like experience in a hospital setting. I feel like that's very important for me. So maybe over the summer I'll try to do that. So I'm just
Yeah.
wondering if you have any like pointers for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. I didn't honestly volunteer or shadow a doctor until I went to university. So if you're trying to do it in the summer, that's pretty good. It's very good. Um, and I guess you're saying like tips to do it, or like some tips to do it. I'd say like just for example, on like Baptist, or you're in Jacksonville, right? St. Vincent's Hospital,
Yeah.
Baptist, all the hospitals. If you put like volunteer and you just like put the hospital, um, you definitely can like you can apply to it. And it's the application is
Yeah.
like, I mean, they always want volunteers,
I
obviously. They always need help. So if you just search up the hospital and volunteer, you should be able to hopefully just sign up for
yeah.
the program. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, that's actually funny. I actually did apply to Baptist. They're very
Oh,
picky though.
what?
35 out of like 330 something.
Ooh,
But yeah, I did not get in. But
yes,
I do have some friends who are doctors. So yeah, maybe I'll just look for like more. I'll just look for my connections to see what I can do through them. Because I'm like very interested in like shadowing, getting
yes.
experience with like actual doctors and nurses, that type of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, thank you. Yeah. That's
I
enough
mean,
for me.
I would say the same. Like, you reach out to your like, yeah, you reach out to your family friend doctors, or your doctors that you know, and ask them if you can shadow. That'd be like the first thing I would do as well. Like, reach out to people you know. And on like, I'll tell you this, like my friends, for example, had to send out, I think like 55 emails as a Princeton student to get one person so they can shadow. So like, it's not easy. Yeah, I will say it's not easy. You just have to keep trying and like reaching out to people. Yes. And then we have another question.
Hi, thanks for the presentation. So my question is, at any point, Did you consider any other career paths? If so, what were they? And what exactly made you to choose this one?
Fair enough. Good question. I'd say when I was, I think, a freshman, I also considered, or like at the end of my beginning of my sophomore year, I considered being like a medical consultant or like just like a general consultant instead of medicine. But I went to some of like, there's like clubs on campus that do similar stuff like consulting and other stuff. And I went to these clubs and I found the work not to be as like, not as exciting to be fair. And I honestly want to, in my mind, I wanted like a job that interacts with people a lot more. Like I want to interact with people. I like talking with people more. So I was like, I'd rather turn to medicine and work with people than like work on a laptop or work on a computer all day, in my mind. Um, and then yeah, and then that's basically it. That's like my thought process. That was my thought process on choosing the career.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey Jamil, tell us about the Princeton. How is the life over there? Like, it's been a while for us graduated from the college, but so I guess you're having fun. I don't know. Tell us about the dorm, meals, friends, networks.
Yeah, it has been a while to be fair. Yes, it should be. Yes, I think college life is very, very fun. It's more fun than being in high school. I'm not gonna lie. High school is like you're like stuck at school all day. It's not as fun. I think in college you have a lot more freedom. You can like I always see my friends for like meals. I think the start was like I think moving from Florida to New Jersey was a little bit hard. Like the first year, just not being with my family and friends. But like afterwards, like I think I got like used to the Princeton, used to the environment here. Um, I was able to make more friends. I was going to a lot of events my first 2 years, like trying to make as many friends as possible. Um, and it's also a good time. Like the meals, I think our cafeterias are really good. I don't make my own food. I go to like the cafeteria and eat. Um, and it's really good. It's not like high school food. It's not high school cafeteria. And then like the dorms are really nice. Some dorms are very like some like dorms like dormitories are very old and they don't have AC. Those are beautiful on the outside, but not on the inside. That is not good. Mine, I'm the new one, so it kind of looks it's okay. It doesn't look the best from the outside, but I have AC. I have a very big room. Um, it's very nice, and I also have roommates. My first year, I had like a person that lived with me, like my friend. That was different. That was like a new thing for me, like directly sleeping with someone in the same room. But I think it was a great experience, like learning how to like live with someone. And now I live also with like three other roommates, and it's very fun. It's like college life, I think, is fun. You get to like interact with your friends on the daily, go to random like play random volleyball, play random sports, learn in class. Studying is hard. I will say it's very classes are very hard here, but you have fun outside of class too. So I'd say professors are, I think if you go to their like office hours, what professors do is like, oh, during the week, they like for the class, they give you like 2 hours that you can go and talk with them. And if you go to those, they're like very easy. They're always there. You can like interact with them. And you can always interact with the professor after class. And I found that very helpful, like asking questions, getting to know them. Um, No, I think it's pretty easy. I think when you're maybe first year, I think I thought it was harder because I was just like, I think I was just scared to go up and talk to a professor. But now it's like much easier. And they always do events on campus. Like some professors, like, oh, one professor, for example, made like a hummus making night. another professor was like wine and drinking with upperclassmen. So it's like like a lot of professors do things on campus that you can go to, and or you can invite your professor for lunch or dinner as well. Yeah, it's very fun. The hardest class for me was biochemistry. It was not that was not a fun class. Not a fun class. It was very hard, but other like the other classes are like reasonable. Like physics was good. Physics was good. Yeah. Okay.
So you are with John, right?
I am. Yeah, John is also here now. John, yes, John's a sophomore.
Nice. So he's his brother. So it helps, like when you got there, it helps him to be accepted, or
It does help, I think, in a certain sense. I think if like they see that you're like siblings, I don't
Mhm.
know how much it did help, but it definitely, I think, because there's a lot of other siblings on campus. So I think there is something that's like if you're siblings, it helps you.
Yes, as I know, like Princeton's for the all Ivy colleges, they are caring of the family history, the
Yeah,
family success, connections. It is important.
yeah,
But of
they
course, John, he do his, yeah, I mean, best. But also, I think you helped him a little to get him to
yes.
acceptance. But congratulations to him, of course.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
I remember you and your and John's the friendship. As you said before, they all encourage each other,
Yes. Exactly.
right? They are having fun and also getting educated. This is the best, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Like they had a lot of fun in high school, and
Like
I had fun too.
not only like nerd, like just study,
Yeah,
study, and then
yeah. It's
life
that.
life is going on. You should have fun, and I guess you guys are doing both.
I think if you're having, yeah, exactly. If you're having fun and learning, that's like the best outcome possible. And I think that's like the what every student should like look forward to, like having fun. You don't have to be a robot. This is not the case. Don't worry. Oh yeah, go ahead. What? Yeah, good question. Yes. Rhizome, I created it when I was in high school, to be fair. And it's like this idea is like it's a non-profit organization, not about civic work, and it's non-partisan as well. So what I did with Rhizome specifically, I would basically reach out to high schools and reach out to high school students and try to create clubs at their high school. And I also created a club at our high school, our CSA. And with these clubs, I would also do like mentorship where I would like try to set up a formal club at their school, and then with their formal club, I would say like, what do you think are issues that are important in your school? So maybe it was like mental health. It could be like I don't know, smoking. It could be anything, or like so we did events on those. For example, I think in our school we also did like a mental health day with Rhizome for one of those. And the other part of Rhizome is, so I think there's two parts. One is like community aspect where you're trying to get these clubs to focus on a community issue. And the other aspect is increasing voter registration for seniors. So a lot of seniors are not registered to vote, or like high school seniors is what I mean. So part of Rhizome is like try to have workshops near the end of school to register students and seniors specifically to vote. Oh, I definitely think it did. Yes, I think like show like the fact that I like went out of I guess RCSA and created this organization and then like did something with it. I I think that was helpful. I believe so, at least. I'm not exactly sure, but I think it did help. Yes. Precisely, yes.
Jamil, my question is about scholarship. Like you got the scholarship, but there are also some scholarships. There's non-profit organizations they are giving for students.
Right.
I heard one of them, like Jose. I don't know. Are you familiar with that one? Like there are special evaluation for students. Students are applying. They are making like small camp and evaluation process, and then it is of course limited. There are many applications, but they do scholarship for the selected students.
Right.
So in Princeton, I don't know. Are you talking about that one, or do you know from your friends? Is there any this kind of nonprofit foundations that you highly recommend
Yes.
the high schoolers for the scholarship?
Yes, I could recommend some. I think, well, I'd say for Princeton, especially, like Princeton has like a thing where if your family makes under 200,000 a year, they'll just give you full scholarship. But in general, to get scholarship, I think there's a lot of opportunities. For example, the one I used was QuestBridge. So QuestBridge is like for low income or first generation students in America, and you can apply to schools with QuestBridge, and they fully fund you. So there's like QuestBridge is really good. You have the Bill Gates, I think Bill Gates Foundation. I think Bill Gates Foundation. I'm not sure. Like it's like Gates Scholar, I believe. It's called Gates Scholar now that I remember. That's also a scholarship that fully funds university. The Coca-Cola, there's a Coca-Cola scholarship that you can apply for. I'm trying to think of others. There's also for like I think Hispanic students. There's something called HSF, Hispanic Scholars Foundation, that also helps for schools. Let me see.
Like in especially for Florida, from
Oh,
your
Florida.
friends,
I
or
mean,
or I'm just trying to narrow it down for a specific region.
fair enough. Florida, I'd say. I mean, there's Bright Futures, and that's based, I think, on your SAT score. So like, the Bright Futures is really good. I'd say definitely apply to try to get the full Bright Futures. I think for Florida, I'm not exactly sure for Florida. Maybe I think there's a lot of local, I remember, scholarships that you can apply for. Like some companies like try to help students or like try to like give out money to students, and you can like apply for their scholarships as well. But I'm honestly not exactly sure like what scholarships there are like in Jackson, for example.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So, could you give us a quick walkthrough on how you established the nonprofit organization? Like, what does the process look like?
Oh, good question. Okay. Basically, I was working in another organization first. I joined one organization, and then we like me and a group of students, basically me and my friends, didn't really like their like leadership. They weren't like being, I don't know, as transparent, I guess. So what we did was we started meeting on our own, like in the summer, like on Zoom, because I think it was also like COVID and like random stuff. But we started meeting in the summer on Zoom and like just having Zoom meetings, discussing ideas. Okay, like what are our core values for this organization? What do we want to do in this organization? Why are we creating this? What's the purpose and things like that. And then we also found other people like real adults. Like we were all high schoolers, to be fair. So like, okay, we needed like an actual person to like adults that were able to like make the organization, make the nonprofit. So we found like I'd say like 5 adults that were willing to help us, who were also part of the other organization but didn't like the leadership. So we went up and asked, like we started just like networking with people, basically asking people, hey, like what do you think about this idea? Would you be willing to, join join our organization and like help us start it, help us move through it. And once we found like basically these adult and new like friends and mentors, they were able to put in the actual paperwork to create this nonprofit. And we were just the students who like built the like the framework and the core values of the group, of the organization, and what we wanted in it. So I'd say like networking was a part of it, like reaching out to people that hopefully would be willing to help you start something.
Yeah, can I add a follow-up to that?
Go ahead.
So in order for this organization to continue running, does it need any type of funding, or do you need to pay anything, like, since it's something official and ongoing?
Right. Yes, so we had like we had basically the adults. We also asked them, we needed money to like if we needed to do anything or to hire people for general. So then we created, I'd say, a branch where like it was like adults and students who were applying to grants. So you have to like we apply for grants in our company, or like our organization. Basically, you apply for grants to get money for like whatever, like for if we need money to, I think, get a new person for HR, or like for anything like that, or like for our website or things like that. We apply for grants and like write, basically you're just like writing, think of it as like an essay asking for money. Like, why do you need this much money? Or like, no. Oh, no. Yeah. Yes, I do. I will say I do have to ask. Yes. Yes, no, it was great to see Toge and Miss Astley again. And you. All right, amazing. Yeah, hopefully that was helpful. Okay,
Thank you. Thank you, Jamil. Good to see you.
great to see y'all.
Take care. Thanks,
Yes,
Smile and everybody.
thank you.
Thanks a lot, I appreciate it.
Of course.
Mr. Tem, where can we reach out to him? Where can we reach out to Jamie? Yeah.
Maybe like, well, go ahead, Mr. Altash. Yeah, you can like send me a message on LinkedIn as well. I'll be more active. I'll look more.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.